Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Shelly Speaks Truth right here on lawful.tv. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm your host, Shelly, here along with my co-host, Dre. And once again, welcome and thank you for being here with us tonight. Now, before I get into tonight's show, I do want to continue to reiterate and express this. We are a growing network. We are a growing and developing network. And we do ask that everyone please consider getting a paid membership that will help to grow the network. It will help us to, keep the lights on around here and do what it is that we need to do by bringing you this unfiltered content that seemingly is starting to fade away on several different platforms. But here at Two Offer TV, we do like to bring unfiltered content, uncensored content. And, this network does give us the ability to do so. So if you are enjoying hearing unfiltered content that is not being screened and filtered and, use certain things that we can't say here, please consider getting a paid membership. You can do that by going to lawful.tv and, searching out those paid memberships. They are extremely reasonable and, they won't break the bank, and you will be helping us to grow and continue to maintain the network. So thank you in advance for your generous support. We do definitely appreciate that. Now, I want to talk about California for a moment, because when I became aware of this story, I was blown away, and I said, okay, this is something that I definitely need to talk about. I need to talk about this because not only do I find it to be extremely outrageous, I think that it is something that the public definitely needs to be aware of because it is a very big safety issue. And as you guys could see in the thumbnail, I am talking about CDLs being issued to illegal immigrants. And for one, issuing CDLs to illegal immigrants, that automatically means a person who is in the country legally, a U.S. citizen, did not get that CDL because it was given to someone who's not supposed to be in the country. So that's the first part of it. But the even more reckless part of it is, some of these people, they're in the country, they're on the road, they're driving these big vehicles, which, as we've all been on the road with these 18-wheelers and these very big trucks transporting goods and things like that. And, I don't know about anybody else, but I know for myself, when I'm on the side of one of those things, I'm kind of nervous when I'm driving on the side of those trucks. So just the very thought of people being issued those CDLs that should not have been giving those CDLs and things like that is a very, very big concern. But before I, play the videos and get completely into it, I do just want to give you guys a brief overview of what is happening with California, because California, man, what can I say about California? California is a sanctuary. They say California is a sanctuary state. A whole lots of things have gone down in California with this illegal immigration crisis. And issuing CDLs to undocumented illegal immigrants is just one of the many things that California has done that is, in my opinion, and many others' opinion, completely ridiculous. So just to give you guys a little bit of history about what's going on there and what is about to happen to California, it says that California is 1 week away from losing the legal power to issue any commercial driver's license, CDL, including new ones, renewals, and transfers. Their exact deadline is November 12th, which is next Wednesday. It goes on to say, if California's DMV is not back in full compliance with federal real ID rules for truck drivers by midnight on the 12th, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will pull California's CDL authority.
That's madness.
So that's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's saying that they will lose the ability to renew them. So what about all the people who currently have their CDLs who obtain them legally? They're going to lose their ability to renew their CDLs? That's crazy. I mean, I've heard so many crazy things about California, and I think California is a beautiful place, but this is madness. This is madness when you think about it. That entire industry is going to be affected in California if they don't get into compliance by next week, Wednesday. I mean, what's the holdup? Why would they not get into compliance? Is it really that serious to issue these IDs to people that are not supposed to be having them?
I mean, it's California.
What is that supposed to mean?
They also pay state people to stay home and pay people to take heroin. It's California.
Pay people to take heroin?
Yeah. They advertise it on the bus.
I'm not going to do this with you right now.
What? You don't like when I tell you what's actually going on.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just...
You really don't like when I tell you what's going on.
I'm just not going to do it right now. I'm not. But anyway, we will be opening the phone lines 470-666-2194, 470-666-2194. That is the number to call in if you want to chime in to tonight's conversation. Again, California, get it together. I mean, the governor of California, this is my opinion, he's borderlining sociopath at this point, because this man is willing to let the legal citizens of his state lose their ability to get their CDLs renewed. I mean, there has to be something else going on.
Well,
I mean, what is he getting kickbacks from the companies? Like, what is going on that they're even to this point where they've issued, I think it was, the number was 25% of the CDLs that were issued issued illegally.
But it's a common theme now in America. If you look, like right now, the government is shut down and people can't get their benefits, they can't get their paychecks because the Democrats are holding out for illegal aliens. So it's a common theme. It's not just California. It's California's easy to point
California
at, right?
takes the cake. California and Chicago, the state of California and the city of Chicago takes the cake when it comes to this illegal immigrant madness.
I kind of get with you right there, but when I look at the whole of Congress and look at how 70 something or 40 something billion Americans right now, or whatever, million, whatever the case, however this how many, right, that are facing hunger crisis right now because of the same type of decision.
Yeah, you know what? Let me sidebar for a moment now that you're bringing up the SNAP crisis and all of that. I believe as of today or sometime this week, they will be issuing partial SNAP benefits.
Oh man! Oh, careful what you say there.
What do you mean?
It takes longer for the people. It will take longer for the people to receive partial payments than if they would a normal regular payment.
But I just looked it up. They said that it's going to be an emergency fund. Yeah, they're going into the emergency fund and they're going to start issuing them this week.
That's not the problem. The problem is you have to now go in those 40-something million accounts and make an adjustment. That's the problem. So that's what's going to take longer than just issuing the regular benefit. That's why they should have just issued the regular benefit.
I mean, it's an
Anybody would-
emergency fund. I mean, they should
No,
just.
It's not the problem though. The problem is just the time of adjusting.
Well, I mean, hey, they claim that they're going to start rolling this out sometime this week. So maybe they were already planning for it a couple of weeks ago to issue partial. Because the thing was,
Well, Trump said
Trump
yesterday.
was supposed, they were calling on Trump to go into like that reserve fund. That reserve fund only has so many millions in it, I believe. No, so many billions in it. But it's not enough to like cover full benefits. So he's saying he's going to go into that reserve. They're going to issue the partial benefits. But I think that's only going to be up until like the 21st of November. And then they're working on getting something. They're hoping that that the government will be reopened by December. That's what they're pushing for.
But that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. We can't. Well, that's apparently one of the big things behind the scenes of the shutdown that they weren't telling us is that the elections, they needed to keep that steam going for the elections yesterday, which the Democrats did well in the elections yesterday. So, maybe that worked. And apparently there are, real talks now to actually getting it open, and it might be open by the end of the week. They're just the games these people play.
Yeah. I mean, the American people are kind of stuck in the middle. They say that guy, the guy, I don't want to butcher his name, Mondrani or whatever his name is, the one that won the mayoral race in New York.
Oh,
people are saying they're trying to run the hell first about New York, because New York is about to become a third world city.
well, he's a self-proclaimed socialist.
I heard some things about this man that are not very favorable. I heard that he comes from a privileged family, and this whole socialist spiel he's running game on people. But I don't know. But what I do know is that when he was running, the little bit that I do know about him is that he was calling on all sorts of socialist programs for New York, and people are not with that. So I'm just thinking to myself, if all these people are planning to migrate out of New York, that's not going to be good for New York's economy. So how is all these plans that he has to have like free bus systems and all this type of stuff, who's going to fund that if a bunch of people are going to start flocking out of the city, the state?
People will flock out and people will flock in, right? Because he is appealing to the immigrant,
illegal immigrant.
They're just saying immigrant, but he's appealing to the illegal immigrants.
I mean, if you're an illegal immigrant, why would you not go to New York?
That's the point. Right, exactly. There you go. So it's a trade-off, right? People will leave and people will come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't want your wealthiest people leaving the state. That, to me, that's just stupid. But anyway, that was a little sidebar. But I do want to get into which one do I want to do first? I think I want to do the news clip with the explaining this whole mayhem that's going on with California the issuing of these CDLs and what is actually happening out here on the roads. It's really crazy. Y'all share this live right now. I mean, people need to hear this.
No, yeah, for real. And let me help set this up a little bit, because I have recently got rear-ended, sitting at a traffic light. And I got rear-ended, but the guy that hit me, he was also stopped at the traffic light. And the guy that hit him was also stopped at the traffic light. But an 18-wheeler, right, who wasn't able to cause that chain reaction. So, you know, when you sent this video, okay, let's get into the video because
I didn't mean to trigger anything, but
I need to talk to my therapist.
People need to pay attention and be very safe out here.
You might not have meant to, but you definitely triggered. I need to talk to my therapist. I might call her when I get off the air.
Oh my goodness. Well, it is sensitive material, so.
Chain reaction crash that left 3 people dead on a California highway, now at the center of an investigation and the debate over immigration. The driver behind the wheel of a tractor-trailer facing charges of vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated for causing that horrific crash on the 10 freeway east of Los Angeles. 21-year-old Jashanpreet Singh of India was driving with a valid California commercial license, but ICE officials say he was in the country illegally. It comes months after another deadly crash in Florida. The Department of Homeland Security says this driver, also with a California commercial driver's license and in the country illegally, allegedly made a reckless U-turn on the Florida Turnpike, causing a crash that also killed 3 people. California officials say that driver in Florida had a work permit at the time he was issued a license. Tonight, this latest crash in California is under federal investigation, and among the victims killed, a high school basketball coach and his wife. And tonight, the White House weighing in.
These tragedies are following a disturbing pattern of these criminal illegal aliens being issued commercial vehicle licenses. And so, yes, the Department of Transportation is absolutely cracking down on that.
And Florida's Attorney General is now asking the Supreme Court to prevent states like California from issuing commercial driver's licenses to people in the country illegally, saying it's a matter of public safety.
Why would that have to be? Why would anybody have to ask for that? That's part of the rules. Like you're not supposed to get a regular driver's license without being a legal citizen. They made those changes after 9/11. What the hell is going on?
Well, that's been one of the biggest problems with the illegal immigrant crisis. They have been able to get driver's license and all types of things without being a citizen. And you know, what happens when people point these things out is they try to make it seem like, oh, you just hate immigrants. No, you can't live in a nation where anything goes. Right. There has to be some type of law and order. There just has to be. Or then you're living in a completely chaotic and lawless society. And I don't think anybody wants to do that. So this whole idea that these people can just come over here, get a driver's license. And the crazy part about it is sometimes they don't really speak English. So if you can't speak English, I know full damn well you can't read it. So you're out here on the road, you can't read the road signs. And then if you're in literally those big trucks are death machines on wheels. If you get hit by one of those things, it is almost guaranteed to be fatal. So handing out CDLs like Halloween candy to people is reckless.
Reckless as hell.
It's extremely reckless. And I don't understand how Gavin Newsom is still the governor. Gavin Newsom should have been recalled a long time ago because Gavin Newsom just lets all types of shit go down in California that is ridiculous.
No, at this point, like for this, charges needs to be filed.
They do. And that's what I don't understand. That's why, let me not say I don't understand, because I do understand that all of these people are in bed together. That's why I always call out the Republicans, because the Republicans like to grandstand and, oh, we need to do this and that, and then they don't do anything to any damn body. It's a dog and pony show.
That's true.
Nobody's going to jail when they need to be arrested. Him issuing those CDLs and people losing their lives, he needs to be locked up, because they wouldn't have gotten those CDLs if he would have followed federal regulations, and he didn't.
Real deal. Real deal.
So you have people out here on the road putting people's lives at risk. Not just at risk, people have lost their lives.
This man was intoxicated behind the wheel of an 18 freaking wheeler, bro.
It's shameful. It's shameful what some of these governors and mayors are doing.
And it's not even okay. So it's not even like all we want is people to kind of just really follow rules. Rules are in place for a reason, right? When you live in Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, or whatever these countries, right? Venezuela or whatever, you can push that 18-wheeler down the road with a 12-pack in the doggone back and probably have one open, and you'll more than likely be okay.
You're going to have to explain that with me, because I don't.
The rules are
why
different.
would anybody be drinking while driving? That's first.
The rules are different.
Yeah, forget rules. Drinking and driving is dangerous and reckless.
It is. But the difference in it's culture, right? If you grow up in a culture that this is a norm and you're doing it all the time, it's easier for you to do it than if you were not doing it all the time and all of a sudden try to go do that.
But these people are not United States citizens.
That's my point. So when they're home, truck drivers, they know how to do whatever the case might be, right? They come over here. If they're not going through the actual processes to get the real license, then they don't learn all these. You can't drink and drive. You can't doggone drive for more than 12 hours.
Well, they're
straight.
doing the test because one of those guys, I think in another report I was listening to, it might have been that same guy. He failed the test like 12 times before he got his license.
Well, I mean, what that just says is you failed it 12 times, and the 13th time you're smart enough to pay for it rather than taking the damn test again.
You can't make that assumption.
Why can't I? That's what makes sense.
You can't make that assumption. You can't.
You got 23 minutes in on social media.
You can't make that assumption. If you're watching on social media, come on over to 2rawfortv.tv. That is the number 2, raw, the number 4, TV.tv. We'll be shutting down those platforms. And also, if you would like to call in, you can do so by calling 470-666-2194. Again, that's 470-666-2194. Now come on over to 2rawfortv.tv, and that is where you will see the remainder of the show if you are watching on any of the other platforms.
Yeah, because we got some more serious. That next video you got going, that man, listen, but you're not going to see it on social media, guys. You got to come on over to lawful.tv. And when you go over there, if it's your first time over, listen, as Shelly just really let us know that we really need to keep the lights on around here, right? And we are a growing platform, and any support that you have to offer really helps. One of the ways that we ask you to support is to get one of the paid memberships, right? You have 3 choices. You have the free membership, $3.99, and $5.99. $5.99 just helps us grow. $3.99 keeps the lights on. Free, we want you to tell somebody. Either way, we really appreciate you.
All right, so before we get into this next video, I really just want to stress how dangerous this is. And that was one of the main reasons for me even censoring the show around this topic tonight, because this is a real problem. Like I continue to say, people have lost their lives. This is not, they were out there on the road and they just swerved and hit a tree. No, they are killing multiple people out here. And California, I don't want to see anyone lose their ability to get their CDL or renew their CDL. Not the people that are following the rules, not the people who are legal citizens, who went through the training, who are following the rules and things like that. These people who have been issued these CDLs unlawfully are about to take food out of people's mouths